Welcome to this episode of the Building Texas Show. Today, I'm excited to be in Galveston, Texas, talking to Mayor Craig Brown about everything Galveston. And Galveston is a unique city in our state, and it's a city that a lot of Texans travel to and visit every year. So, Mayor Craig Brown, thank you for joining us today.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Well, let's start with how did you become mayor? What inspired you to run for this public office?
I've lived in Houston for 40 years and would come on the weekends to Galveston. And my wife and I just fell in love with the city. We had quite an attraction here that we just couldn't really explain, but it was something we just loved the city. So once I retired, I was a pediatric dentist there in Houston for almost 40 years, initially associated with Texas Children's Hospital. But as I neared my retirement time, my wife and I decided we wanted to retire to Galveston, which we did. My goal was that I would play golf, relax every day, and just enjoy my retirement. And after 2 weeks, I told my wife, I just can't do this anymore. This is driving me crazy. So I told her I needed to just be involved. I had a desire to be involved with the community. I started volunteering to nonprofit organizations and working with them. Then got appointed to some city committees here at the city. One thing led to another, ran for city council in 2014, served my six term limited years with city council, and then ran for mayor. And I'm now been in my sixth year here as mayor, and I'm be term limited in May of 26.
Well, I appreciate the service and the story's familiar. A lot of people start with that act of, I just want to be involved, and they end up on planning and zoning, board of adjustments, et cetera. And then that brings people into that role of service. And I like to remind people being a mayor in Texas is often a near volunteer role. It's not a high paying career, but it's a huge responsibility to represent your neighbors and peers as a voted and elected mayor.
It is. And I take that very seriously. We here in Galveston, our city council, in my position, we do not get paid. It's a labor of love that we want to give back to the city, and we want to see things getting better, getting our thoughts and goals out there and see where that goes. And my 6 years as mayor and my 6 years as city council member have been so positive for me, mainly because what I love about the position more than anything is receiving the input from the citizens here in Galveston. I think we're like a lot of small cities. Our citizenry here is very engaged with the decisions of our community and working with those individuals, wanting to make this city better. It's quite a honor that I have.
Well, and to that point, Galveston is a host city for Texas. I've been there for endurance athletic events, but you also go there for just to get away from Houston. I mean, a lot of people use it as a day trip or they come for the weekend. But what is Galveston doing to attract Texans to Galveston today?
Well, we have a couple of things. First of all, just naturally, we're the beach and entertainment district, and to a certain extent, the historic district for the fourth largest city in the United States, which is Houston. So that's a natural attraction that we have here. We have about 50% of our visitors that come on the island are what we call day trippers, that are individuals that come down, enjoy the island, the beach, possibly the restaurants here during the day, and then go back to Houston. Um, Over the years, though, we have grown to become a national attraction for many of the events that we have here, and for all the other activities that go on on the island here. We have a promotional arm of the city, which is the Park Board of Trustees that handles the promotion of the island, and they've put out a lot of putting out emphasis on promoting the island, not only through the Texas area but through the entire Midwest. And what has really added to our attraction here is the cruise industry. We are now, I think, the fourth largest cruise port in the United States, and we're moving up. We have four cruise terminals now, and we're even contemplating and talking about a fifth cruise terminal shortly. And I think this year we'll probably have 2 million passengers come on the island that are going on cruises. And that has now drawn a national attention to the island because of our cruise industry.
Well, I can't imagine 2 million people coming to Galveston and the challenges that that presents, but it's a huge opportunity for your visitor center and your hotel occupancy tax and things that make a city run. It really does enable you to invest in that infrastructure to have a fifth cruise terminal. But it's a great reminder that a lot of Americans come through Galveston on their way to a cruise.
You're exactly right. The number one economic engine for Galveston is tourism. We have a very vibrant port. We have institutions of higher learning here with Texas A&M and M and our medical center and medical school and our Galveston College. But tourism is really our number one economic engine. And we're a city of 53,000 people, but we will have, if you combine the cruise industry, and those coming on the island for the cruises, and then also those just coming on the island to visit. We'll have close to 9 million people come on the island this year. And that puts quite a challenge to a police force, a sanitation department, a public works department that's geared to 53,000 people. But over the years, we've kind of learned how to balance that. And we are very open and enjoy being the host for many of our visitors that come down.
Now, you mentioned higher education and a number of well-known Texas brands, Texas A&M as an example. But then you have Galveston College and a community college network that is also there. Do you see that converting into people staying in Galveston?
I do. We have per capita probably the largest student population per the population of a city outside of Bryan College Station. And that when you combine Texas A&M, which is growing exponentially here in Galveston, and then Galveston College, as you mentioned, which started out as a community college here and has grown. And we have now at Galveston College 4-year degree programs. And combining those programs with the industries here in the island, which is the medical center and with the port. And then with the medical school and the nursing school and all of the allied educational facilities here in our medical center, we have quite a few students, and a lot of those stay around. And so after they graduate, they'll stay on the island because they like being here. And what we would encounter a lot is they will graduate, move off, go somewhere else, and then as they go through their professional careers, they wind back up on the island here.
Well, it's a great reminder if you're somebody in Texas that wants an education and wants to get into the medical field, nursing, etc., but also want to live on the beach. Galveston might be a great solution to get down there, be close to Houston, but have a real small town feel and get a great education.
We kind of refer to Galveston people that live here. We're a small town that has large town amenities. And with the medical center here, with the port here, the cruise industry here, with all the restaurants and entertainment facilities that we have because of tourism, we're very fortunate here that we do have a small town, but with a lot of these amenities that people like as they retire or just raise their families here on the island.
Galveston was an early port for Europeans coming into Texas, but there was a hurricane 120 years ago that really changed the landscape of the Texas coast tremendously. And I wonder how that plays into today's infrastructure planning because you are a barrier island. It's a unique geography to have to plan for, protect, and live with that you're navigating as the mayor. What is that like as an experience on a barrier island?
Well, hurricanes are a vital existential component of our island here, and we monitor that very closely. You're referring to the 1900 hurricane that is still considered the largest natural disaster in the history of the United States. And that changed the entire thinking about this island, which was phenomenal at the time after the 1900 hurricane. The individuals on the island here decided that they would bring this island back. And so what they did is they combined their efforts with the state of Texas to raise the island approximately 8 feet, the entire island, to make it more sustainable for future storms and so forth. And because of that, that put the idea in our mind that we have to be cognizant of the fact that we are a barrier island. And infrastructure is not a real exciting topic to a lot of people, but we put a lot of emphasis on that here in Galveston. Currently, we are functioning under a master plan that we put together for managing stormwater and drainage and so forth. And we're working our way through that. Uh, the future of our island here from a flooding standpoint is pumps. And we are putting emphasis on developing pump stations that will help drain the water in different areas of the island.
I'm very aware that mayors across the state are having to think about infrastructure and water movement quite often in their day to day work.
Well, we do constantly here. Not too many years ago, we had flooding in the streets here when we would have a storm. And then as time went by, we would have flooding in the streets when it really wasn't a major storm, but it maybe was just a minor storm. And now what we're experiencing on the island here is we have what we call nuisance flooding. That's flooding in the streets in some areas of the island on bright and sunny days. And that's because of the sea level rise and because of high tides.
Yeah.
And so we are really working to maintain a program of looking towards not only now, but in the future of managing drainage on the island.
Where can people find more information about Galveston if they're coming for their cruise and they're saying, "Wow, I maybe I should spend an extra night there." Where would you direct them to find more about what's going on in Galveston and how to get involved?
Well, we have, as I mentioned, the Park Board of Trustees, which is our promotional arm here in Galveston. And individuals can go to that Park Board of Trustees. I think that's visitgalveston.com.
Right.
That they can go and get all the information about not only what's currently going on, but what they can expect in the future for some of the events. We are getting ready to go into Mardi Gras season here. And here in Galveston, we have one of the older Mardi Gras celebrations in the United States. It's a big opportunity here to come down, enjoy the festivities. A lot of people think of Mardi Gras as just an adult event, but here in Galveston, we put a lot of emphasis on Mardi Gras being a family event for children also. And so come down, enjoy Mardi Gras. If you're looking to do some things coming up here in the next week or two, we'll be beginning the Mardi Gras season here.
Well, it's a great call out. We'll look forward to discovering Galveston at visitgalveston.com and learning more about the events that go all spring. And then I imagine 4th of July and this summer celebration, Galveston's going to do that really well. So it's fun to see what you have on the calendar. And if you're someone coming to Galveston for a cruise, you might be lucky enough to catch one of these great events while you're in town.
Oh, it'd be great to combine your effort, and we're seeing more people do that. We started out when the cruise industry began here that people would come on the island, go onto the ships, and then go back home once they came back to the port here. But what we're seeing now is more than one third of all the people that are coming on the island for cruises are coming in a day or two ahead of time or staying a couple of days afterwards and enjoying what we have to offer here. But surely we invite anybody to come on down. Love to have you. We used to think of Galveston as we had a high season and a low season, with the low season being those months that were after summertime or right before the summertime. But now we really don't have a low season. Some of our best weather, like today, I'm looking out the window, is just beautiful outside, and the color of the water and the quality of the water is sometimes much better during the winter than it is the summer.
Well, my personal question is there a good gazebo in Galveston?
Well, we have a number of gazebos in Galveston. One of the things that you might be interested in is our garden variety that is a enclosed structure, but looks like a major gazebo that
Yeah.
goes back to the mid 1800s here. It is a structure owned by the city of Galveston. We've maintained it in its historical significance the way it was in the mid 1800s, and it is located right in our Central Park, which is we call Kempner Park here in Galveston. So it's a great day to come over. It's a great place to come over, have a picnic in the park, and visit the Garden Variety, which is quite a historic structure.
Well, Mayor Craig Brown, thank you so much for your time today, talking to us about Galveston and all of the wonderful things happening in Galveston in 2026.
Thank you. Appreciate it.